guys. So the book that I'm going to talk about today is titled Holes. This book is by Louis Sachar. This book is usually great for age levels between, it's recommended for 6th through 8th grade, but I've read it to 4th graders and 5th graders also, and they all loved it. It is in the genre of adventure fiction or mystery. There is a big mystery in the book, the mystery of Camp Green Lake. And I really think that this is a great book because it's all about Stanley Yelnats and his no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great great grandfather. Let me tell you about it. So Stanley Yelnats is an overweight, heavily bullied kid who, when walking home from school one day, gets into trouble for stealing. He goes to court. He gets, told that he can either spend some time in jail or he can go to this place called Camp Green Lake. And the funny thing about Camp Green Lake is that there's no lake. Of course, Stanley doesn't learn that until he gets there. So he thinks, hey, I've never been to a camp before. I'm going to choose Camp Green Lake. So when he gets there, he realizes it's not at all what he thought it was going to be. It's hot. It's in the desert. There's no lake. And he learns that part of the punishment of being at Camp Green Lake is that you have to dig holes. The holes have to be 5 foot in diameter and 5 foot deep, which is the same exact size of the shovel. So as he is going out every day and he's digging his holes, he's making friends with the people in his camp. He makes really good friends with a kid named Zero. Zero is a very important character also in the book. He starts to realize that, everything is not as it seems, and that things are starting to tie back to that no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great great grandfather. So in the book, it kind of jumps between the great great grandfather story and Stanley's story, and it shows how their worlds collide and how Zero also fits a part of all of that. And in the end, they kind of solve the mystery of why they're digging holes and how it all ties together. I feel like the main part of this story is, not only to solve the mystery, but it also relates to a lot of kids, to the ones that are bullied, to the people that are bullies. Stanley grew up very poor, so a lot of people can relate to that. I was able to relate to that part of it. And I really believe that what the reader is trying to say in this, or the author is trying to say to the reader is, to not give up. That there's always more if you just keep going, and if you give up, then you'll never know. I absolutely love this book. It is one of my favorites. I read it when I was in middle school, and I still read it now. I love reading it, like I said, to my class. I've read it to my 4th graders, my 5th graders, and my 6th graders before. Absolutely loved it. Last year, I read it to my special education class, and they absolutely loved it. I would recommend this book for anything 4th through even high school, 4th grade through 12th grade. It's absolutely amazing. One good thing is that there is a movie. The movie and the book go really well together. I don't feel like the movie left out any important details, which happens a lot when it becomes a movie adaptation. It is really good to follow. You can have class parties with it to kind of, have an incentive as you read the book and go through a novel study. Last year when we had the party, we had Funyuns, bags of Funyuns, because onions are a big part of the book. We had little cups of peaches because peaches are a big part of the book. We had little dirt cake with little shovel spoons because, as I talked about, shovels are a big part. Donut holes because of the, holes. And we were just able to really enjoy the movie, and it was really fun for the kids to be like, hey, I remember that from the book, or hey, the book was a little different here, it happened kind of like this. And that's really big for sped kids, especially, to be able to tie that together. And one strategy that I love to use this book for is to teach vocabulary and inferring. So mostly with vocabulary, we pre-teach it. I look for words at the beginning before the chapter, and I kind of introduce them, and then, we write down the definition. We play Quizlet with it. We play Look It to kind of help remember them, and then that way when we read it, those words aren't unfamiliar. And then inferring, we talk about some things at the beginning, like, what are some animals you're afraid of? Because in the book, there's yellow spotted lizards that are kind of a big deal. They're really terrifying. And they were able to relate. Oh, we just talked about how scary snakes were. And now I realize how scared of the yellow spotted lizards everybody was in the book. And another way you use it, like, have you ever gotten in trouble for something? And so they're able to go ahead and put that relation between them getting in trouble and Stanley getting in trouble. But I would 100% recommend this book.